Future Will Be Mine. Future Will Be Mine Classroom was opened in June 2022 and made ready for the next academic year. The design, planning, and implementation processes were completed within the school, and the technological support and equipment were provided with local support and made in accordance with Future Classroom Lab standards. Learning areas. Production area. Future Classroom Lab allows students to plan, design, and produce their own work. In the field of production, simple repetition of knowledge is not enough. Students work with activities for the construction of real knowledge. Interpretation, analysis, group work, and evaluation are important parts of the production processes. Key points for production. Learning by doing. Learners are actively involved in producing and making their own content. These are activities that allow learners to develop their imaginations and innovate. Engaging use of technology, ICT design, offers many ways to disseminate student-created content. Development of learners find skills. Developing students find skills through project-based work, including presentation, planning, and teamwork. Giving independence and ownership over their learning, increasing student engagement with tasks and helping to foster a sense of personal responsibility. Generating for real life. Students' social entrepreneurship can be supported by initiating and implementing projects to improve school or local community well-being. Demonstration of student work. Students learn from their own learning over time. They can build their portfolios, which can enable them to make connections between different disciplines and present their real-life content as classroom work. Useful tools. Chroma key, high-definition camera, digital camera, flip camera, video editing software, voice recorder, podcast software, animation software. And interaction area. Future Classroom Lab has a small space. Here's an example of how teachers and traditional classroom can use technology to increase student engagement and interaction. In the Future Classroom Lab, teachers use technology to increase student engagement and interaction. Ensuring the active participation of all students in traditional learning environment is a challenge to be overcome. Solutions range from individual devices, such as tablets and smartphones, to interactive whiteboards and interactive learning content. The interaction space requires the active participation of both students and teachers in learning. Key points for interaction. Rearrangement for physical space. To break the traditional classroom paradigm of rows, students can try different seating arrangements. Audiences for active learners. ICT offers opportunities for students to be active in different ways that support their learning styles. Competing for classroom motivation. Competing with netbooks, tablets, or smartphones can be provided. This more personalized learning leads to an increase in student motivation. From control to communication, many software now allow new collaboration and communication operations on students' own devices, as well as classroom management. Useful tools. Interactive board, learning response system and devices, mobile learning devices, classroom management systems. And presentation area. In Future Classroom Lab, students will need a range of different tools and skills to present, communicate, and receive feedback on their work. The presentation and distribution of student work is a factor that is taken into account in planning lessons to be able to add a communicative dimension to students' work. Design and layout and dedicated space for interactive presentations support results sharing, interaction, and feedback. Online posting and sharing is also encouraging. It will help students become familiar with e-safety principles, as well as helping them get used to using online resources. Key points. Sharing and communication for learning. Sharing results is as just important as producing interesting work. ICT offers many ways to make interactive and engaging presentations, both face-to-face and online. Interaction with wide audience. Presentation is an interactive activity in which peers and teachers can give feedback. The physical setting can support this process. Developing feedback skills in the role of peer interviewers, listeners, take an active role and learn to give constructive feedback. Presentations are not prepared only for the teacher, for the student. It is prepared for the whole classroom or the wider community. Presentation area with redesignable furniture, HD production, screen dedicated for presentation for better quality presentation, online broadcasting tools. Investigate area. In the Future Classroom Lab, students are encouraged to explore themselves. They are given opportunities to active participants rather than passive listeners. In the research field, teachers provide inquiry-based and project-based learning opportunities to develop students' critical thinking skills.